sunny side up. It's the hen. Fuck. All right, what's up? What's going on, my friends? Hold up. First things first. Let me grab the live stream link, and we'll share that in the Discord. Okay, that's done. Now let's switch it so that I can actually see the chat. That's good. All right, sweet. What's up? Error, Jess, Stormtrooper, Mendoza, Kensuke, Macias, Yamagoro, Ing, Loco, Cool Guy, Dude Man, Scrollkeeper, Gerthulu, Shelton, Ashmead, Felonious T. What's up? What is up, people of the internet? How you doing? How you doing? What up, Sim? Oh, hum, hum. So, as was suggested yesterday by Jess, he's like, yo, when are we going to do another Stump Hatcher? And I thought to myself, you know what? Today's the day. So we're going to do... Hold on, let me get the thing up so we can look at the cards afterwards. We're going to do Antiquities this time. So you guys can pick Antiquities cards. Just say the names of them, and we'll see if you can pick a random card from Antiquities that I don't remember. Can you stump me, right? And I guess for anybody else who doesn't know the cards or does know them, and you can try and guess from the old days while you're waiting for me to search it up after I'm done my guess, right? So you can put down your video game controller and stop playing Call of Duty, and you can yell what magic cards. I guess you can do both, really. You can just yell at your computer while you're playing Call of Duty, and then the other guys will be like, wait, what about 2 red mana at the flag? Come on, bro. Come on. What up, Juglum? How you doing? Error Ornithopter? I don't know, man. I feel like that's like 5 casting cost, 4/4 with trample. 0/2 flyer, big boy, for zero manas. Ornithopter, a card that's, I don't know, how many times have they printed Ornithopter? How many different iterations? Wait, did I not spell it right? I'm sitting there like, I know that card. What? All right. Whatever happened there. So, 23. There's 23 different printings of it. That's insane. Oh, there you go. It's a 0/2 flyer. We got it. We got it. Cool Guy, subscriber only. Oh yeah, yep. I put that on the streams. I don't even know how long ago that was put on, but there's like bots that will come along, and I don't think that they know how to subscribe. So ever since I started doing that, all those weird bots that would come into the stream and be like, hey, who wants to come to kissboy.net.kissywatersplash? You know what I'm talking about? You remember those bots? So yeah, that's usually supposed to always be on. And sometimes like it reverts and I switch it back. So maybe that's what you're seeing. But yeah, that's right. Subscribers only. If you don't subscribe, you don't get to ask me about Antiquities cards, right? It's not like it's some members only thing. It's literally just, no, you gotta be a subscriber to participate in the live chat. And if someone's like, I don't want to be a subscriber, but I want to communicate. Well, you don't get to. That's how that works. That's how that works. Juglum. Oh, the weak stone. All right. Oh. Is the casting cost different than the might stone? Weak stone might be 3. It might be a three casting cost artifact that gives all. Is it all attacking creatures or all creatures -1/-0? It's probably all creatures. Is it though? Is it just one attacking? Oh, you actually picked a half decent one. I remember the artwork. You got the dog with like the stone around his neck and he's all shaking or whatever. Oh, is it 3 or is it 4? And is it attacking or is it not attacking? I'm going to say it costs 3 mana. And I'm just going to say all creatures get -1/-0. That's what I'm going to say. All right. Weak stone. Oh, no! No! You know what? That's a partial stump right there. 4 casting cost, all attacking creatures lose -1/-0. So I only partially had that one. That's definitely that's a partial stump, man. That's a partial stump. Well done. I got kind of stumped. Did you guys see that? Hold on. Let's try it one more time. I got kind of stumped. There we go. That's a kind of stumped. That was good. That was good. See, it's fun to try and remember this and know, like, I'm pretty sure I know, but I'm not 100%, and it makes me it makes me second guess, right? Astrid Media says, what card speaks about the Italian word sinistra in its art? Very flavorful. No idea. No idea. We're playing Name a Card from Antiquities. I'll tell you what it does, buddy. You're Lord of the Board. You're Lord of the Board, and I don't have the answer for your question. But since that doesn't have anything to do with the rules of this game, you don't get a little animation. No little animation without a proper stumping. I'm not claiming to know every inch of the card. We're talking casting cost, mechanics, not flavor text, not every little drib drab. None of that. What up, Doomblade? Oh, Bolt Falcon. Yeah, I used to have to deal with those bots all the time. I'm glad that the subs only has made your life easier, bro. I appreciate your vigilance. Jess Super Chat says Power Leech Dog Schlock? I don't know what the second half of that is. Power Leech is... That's a 2 green enchantment that's got like a red insect head on it. And it's like, whenever an artifact your opponents control become tapped, you gain a life. It's something really weird like that. That's what I'm saying it is. Power Leech. Oh, it is that one. Okay, so 2 green enchantment, gain 1 life whenever one of your opponent's artifacts become tapped, or whenever the activation cost. Oh, you know what? I didn't get the full ability. I did think about when it's activated. I was like, is it activated? Is it tapped? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to give you partial stump credit on that one. Partial stump. Not quite a stump. Stumpy McStumps, you like that? You like that? Millmaster, yep, when they change the rules, the power level of cards becomes, more desirable, less desirable. Su-Chi, when you don't have to take mana burn, not too shabby, but by today's standards, not that strong. Not that strong. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Mana burn was something that really just hosed noobs most of the time. And like, it was good for flavor, but not so good for gameplay, like, mostly. So I don't really miss that it's gone. It does make some cards broken, though. Like, Braid of Fire is just dumb. It's just dumb. Haunting Wind. Uh-oh. Haunting Wind. That's that enchantment that's like 1 black and 3. And it also has to do with artifacts. Is it like the opposite of Power Leech, where when you activate an artifact or an artifact becomes tapped, you take a damage? I think that's what it is. I think that you picked the opposite, basically. Let's find out. Let's find out. Oh, it's Haunting Wind. Like you couldn't figure out what I wanted. Oh, with the plural, it doesn't exist. 1 black and 3. Okay, I was right. Each time an artifact in play is tapped or its activation cost is paid, 1 damage to that artifact's controller. There you go. I got that one. I got that one. You gotta love the old school language where it's like, it's not triggered by continuous artifacts. Continuous artifacts. Mono artifacts. Man. The old days. So, yeah, I got that one. Sin, did I see the hubbub about the Beetle and Grimm's new Phyrexia bundle? No, actually, I haven't. Oh, and an on-topic attempt to stump. Amulet of Krug. Oh! The amulets that Urza was responsible for helping to make. Where has like a sliver of a power stone in them to power them. That is a 2 casting cost. Yeah, it's a 2 casting cost artifact. 2 and tap it, prevent 1 damage that will be dealt to a target of your choice. Right? That's what I'm pretty sure the Amulet of Krug does. Yeah, there you go. Let's get the Antiquities print in here. Bam. 2 and tap. It's a mono artifact, which means you have to tap it. Prevent 1 damage to any target. Among the first allies Urza gained were the people of Krug. As a sign of friendship, he gave the healers of the city potent amulets. Afterwards, thousands journeyed to Krug in hope of healing, greatly adding to the city's glory. Go Urza. Yeah. Is every card in the set an artifact or reference artifacts? Virtually all of them? Are there any that don't? That's a good question. It's like, it's either every card or at most 1 or 2 don't, but I think they all do in one regard or another. Well, Strip Mine, right? It's a land that doesn't actually reference artifacts. So there's going to be a couple of other outliers that do discuss the Brothers' War and its effect on the world, but aren't technically artifact related, right? So the Urza's lands, yeah, you've got a number of cards. A number of cards. Astrid, you're welcome to play the game by the rules at any time you'd like to. Or you can continue to butt your head against the wall, going, hey, do this. No, I'll just go by the rules. You just show up to a baseball game and go, hey, okay, so here's the thing, man. I'm going to put the ball in my pants and you got to chase me around and tap me on the butt 3 times and then go, rooster, rooster, can I have your egg? And then I'll say, roosters don't lay eggs. I'm sorry, Mrs. Hen. May I have the egg? Only if you ask thrice. Nah, man. Nah. We play in baseball. So, you play by the rules. And the rules are, pick a card name from Antiquities if you want to play. If you don't, then keep throwing out your random nonsense. I don't care. That's up to you. Live your life however you want. But I'll tell you this, you're not going to get what you want doing what you're doing. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. I have fucking rules, and without rules, society falls apart. I run this shit like Fight Club, man. I'm all fucking, you're going to be on the porch going, can I come in? And I'll be like, do you have some socks and burial money? I'm going to hit you with the broom. And then if you're just like, I don't have socks and I don't believe in burials, then whatever, man. Whatever. What? Fuck me. You did. I didn't read. What? Okay, you're just you've got a whole paragraph of nonsense. You're supposed to say card name. You go, I picked this card. If you think I'm going to read through all your stuff and go, is there a possible name in there that could be a card name? No. No. This again is pick the ostrich egg out of my pants. Just fucking name the card, dude. How fucking hard is that? Well, once the spring flowers are in bloom, then remember that I like to spin around with Yoom. And then, well, I did say it in there. Spring bloom, that's the card. You haven't deciphered it from my fucking haiku? Come on, man. Just say the card names. Just say the fucking card name. That's it. That's it. Right? Like, you're saying you said it, but I scroll up and all I see is fucking gibberish. I don't see you just fucking straight up saying, hey, this card. So whatever, man. Whatever. Fucking Jess. Jess says, Priest of Yawgmoth, Bigfoot Vaguna. Come on, man. Come on. At least it's less gibberish than Astrid was putting in there. All right. Priest of Yawgmoth. You try to make it interesting. The game is what's interesting, you fuckstick. The interesting part for me is literally, can I remember the card? That's the whole fucking part of it. So literally, again, I will explain this to you. You are the guy at the baseball game with the ball in your pants going ostrich eggs and going, I was just trying to make it interesting. Just play by the fucking rules. They're already interesting. I know because we've fucking done this before. Even Jess with this Bigfoot Vaguna is doing a better job than you. Come on, Astrid. Why you always gotta fucking try and be so special? Just be normal. It's okay. You're like the rest of us. We're all just normal people. You don't have to fly into the sun, Icarus. Just hang out on Earth level with us. All right. All right. So, Jess said Priest of Yawgmoth. So Priest of Yawgmoth is 1 black and 1 for a 1/2. He taps to let you sacrifice a creature or an artifact to get black mana equal to the casting cost of whatever you sacked. That's my guess on Priest on Yawgmoth. Priest of Yawgmoth. All right. Oh yeah, he's like this. What's up? You like 2 fingers? 1 black and 1, 1/2. Tap to add amount of black mana equal target artifact's casting cost to your mana pool. Target artifact which must belong to you is discarded. Oh no! Oh no, it's not artifact or creature. It's just artifact. Oh, partial stump. Partial stump. Mini stump. You know what's even worse? Jess? You stole Astrid's partial stump. Like, he came in and was like, check it out. I'm going to super chat and I'm going to add all this extra shit in. Like, I'm genuinely trying here. And yet Hatcher, the vicious bastard that he is, won't just fucking play along with my shit. Look at this. He's even lower to the board. And I'm just a heartless meanie who just won't play along. And now Jess swoops in. And he stole your stump, Astrid. He stole the stumping, bro. Brent, Martyrs of Corliss. Oh, Martyrs of Corliss. 2 white, 2 white and 3. 1/6. Redirect all damage that would be dealt to you by artifacts to Martyrs of Corliss. Might just be artifact creatures. Is it just artifact creatures? Is it artifacts? Is it 1/6? Is it 2/5 like the veteran bodyguard? Man, I have to admit, I thought I would remember this shit better than I have. I'm going to say. I'm going to say artifact creatures. And the thing probably has to be untapped, too. The Martyrs probably has to be untapped to have its, like, effect actually count. All right, Martyrs are coreless. 2 white and 3 for a 1/6. Unless it's tapped, so it does have to be untapped. Any damage done to you by artifacts is instead applied to Martyrs are coreless. Okay, so it's artifacts and not artifact creatures, and I did specify artifact creatures. So I'll give you a teeny tiny stump. All right, I'll give you that. I sort of got stumped. All right. Doomblade says, surprised the Mightstone and Weakstone wasn't printed as their own card earlier. Yeah, you're right, bro. For the longest time, we've had them as individual cards that both sucked. Oh, Astrid writing poems and shit. Fucking trying to do it right, but Daddy's always mad. So, and now Doomblade's stolen the board. What up, Gossett? How you doing? What's the story of Antiquities? Brothers' War. Yeah, there you go. Era just said it as well. Sentinel Druids? Sentinel Druids are 1 green and 1 for a 1/1 that says whenever an artifact comes into play under an opponent's control, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. And I think the flavor text talking about them being all hella mad about Urza. Sentinel Druids. Wait, did I spell it wrong? Oh, it's not pluralized, is it? That's what it is. All right, there we go. So 1 green and 1 for a 1/1. It gets a +1/+1 each time an opponent casts an artifact. There you go. Gets bigger every time your opponent gets an artifact. So actually, it's funny. Like they put a card in Wilds of Eldraine. Who like gets bonuses, +1/+1 counters from artifacts coming out or whatever. So Green's moved away from being like anti-artifact to pro-artifact in some ways. Orcish mechanics. Green guy squatting by a catapult, right? 1 red and 2 for a 1/1. Sack an artifact to do 2 damage to any target. That's what I'm going to say. One red and 2 for a 1/1. Tap to do 2 damage to any target. Each time you use his ability, you have to sack an artifact. Boom! Got it! Nailed it! All right. I expected to nail more cards, actually, so that's good. Superbacker, you were looking at Sentinel Druid 5 minutes ago. Oh, well, the timing, the coincidences, right? Yeah, that's the only one. Is that the only one that I've nailed perfectly? No, I nailed the Druid as well. What am I talking about? Yawgmoth Demon? Oh, that one's like... It's like... 2 black and 5? For a 6/6 flyer with first strike. And you have to sack an artifact to it each turn. Like during your upkeep. And if you don't, it becomes tapped and deals 6 damage to you. And the artwork is a demon with like these crazy, like cable coming out of his head and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's Yawgmoth Demon. Oh, that's right. I did get Ornithopter. That's true. It's Yawgmoth Demon, isn't it? All right, calm down there. Don't look. You're gonna spoil. Oh. What's it called? What am I messing up here? Is it literally just Yawgmoth Demon? Okay. Alright, there it is. Alright. Oh, 6, man. I got the casting cost wrong. 6/6 flying first strike. During your upkeep, choose an artifact, sack it, or becomes tapped and does 2 damage to you. Okay. Alright. I was off about the amount of damage that it does when it gets tapped, and I was off about the casting cost. So, I got some of it right, some of it wrong. Partial stump. I got kind of stumped. What's Ornithopter good for? People used to just slap enchantments on it and wail on you with it. Millmaster, do you like the old rules reminder that something can't be used on the way to the graveyard? Yeah, there's a lot of fun, quaint rules reminders on this stuff here. Bino says, Gaia's Avenger! Alright. Gaia's Avenger. 2 green and 1 for... It's like an asterisk card, right? An XX card or whatever, where its power and toughness are equal to 1 plus the number of artifacts your opponents control. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's... Is it just his toughness gets +1? Or is it 1? No, I think it's 1. I think it's 1. I think... No, yeah, hold on. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. 2 green and 1 for a 1 plus star, 1 plus star, and star is equal to the number of artifacts the opponent has in play. Yeah! Got it! Got it! Ralph says, fire-breathing ornithopters were a scourge on early Magic. Slap some unholy strengths, some unstable mutations, all of it. All of it. Circle protection artifacts. It's just like every other circle, except it costs 2 to activate, right? And you can use it on artifact sources. That one's too easy, man. That's in the same category as Ornithopter. Titania's Song? Titania's Song is 1 green and 3 for an enchantment that says all artifacts lose their abilities and become creatures with power and toughness equal to their casting cost. I remember that card. It's not particularly good, right? But it is funky. She goes, check out my loot. I'm going to sing a song, and then your howling mind's going to be a dude, and I'm going to smack it in the face. I'm going to smack it in the face. Urza's War Machine. Urza's War Machine was, pretty sure that one was in Alliances, right? It's Mishra's War Machine that's in Antiquities. Beetle! Primal Clay. Oh, Primal Clay. Primal Clay is a 4 casting cost artifact. And it has, when you come into play, or not when you come into play, when it comes into play, you choose its form. You either get it as a 1/6 wall, which means it can't attack, or you get it as a 2/2 flyer, or you get it as a 3/3 walk-in style creature that ain't got flying. Those are the 3 modes for Primal Clay. There you go. Choose whether make it a 1/6 wall, 3/3 creature, or a 2/2 flyer. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Dragon Engine, 3 casting cost, 1/3, pay 2 mana, gets +1/+0 until end of turn. That's Dragon Engine. Yep, there you go. Nailed it. Nailed it. Golgothian Silex. The Silex costs 1 to activate. I know that. And it destroys everything from Antiquities, because it's one of those weird mess up the set I'm from cards. The question is, does it cost 3 or 5 to cast? I want to say 5. I'm going to say 5. Oh, I didn't spell it right. Oh, it's 4! It's 4. 4 and 1 mana to activate it. Get rid of all the cards from Antiquities. Close! Close! Partial stump. Partial stump. Not quite a stump. Millmaster, you go with Astrid now in the I don't like the rules of this game. Because you're just asking random shit. Little Googling will tell you which one's which. Little Googling will tell you. Goblin Artisans. Oh, those guys are weird, right? 1 red, 1/1. Tap it when you're casting an artifact. Maybe you don't have to tap it, but I'm pretty sure. Either way, it's 1 red for a 1/1. When you're casting an artifact, you can gamble. You can flip a coin. If you win, you get to draw a card, but if you lose the artifact. Right? There's Astrid saying, can't do that, Mill. You can't do that. It's on your phone, and that's a pain. Well, you know what? Pain will make you stronger. So work those muscles. Push through it. Push harder, Max. All right? Either way, Urza's War Machine ain't a card in Antiquity. So you're disqualified. Disqualified. You know what? Astrid went out of his way to make like this whole big extra thing I didn't want. But he also made sure to actually know the card's name. So he gets way more credit than you do, Millmaster, you lazy phoneifier. You phoning it in. You're too lazy to phone it in. You're too lazy to phone it in. Take that. Take it all the way to the bank, and then they'll say you can't deposit people smack talking you in the bank, and then cry as you're leaving the bank. Juglum, you like the not quite a stump. Great job. Carly's the one who edited the little stump images, so like when I saw it at first, I was like, hey, my face isn't on the stump on this one. And then I listened to it and it says, not quite a stump. And I'm like, hey, that's great because I'm not on a stump. She did a great job. She did a great job. Oh, we didn't check for Goblin Artisans yet, did we? I got caught up. Okay, Goblin Artisans. 1 red, tap, flip a coin. If you win the flip, draw a card. If you lose the flip, counter target artifact spell you control. That isn't, well, it's an old, okay, what's the old wording say? Target opponent calls heads a coin, flips end up in your favor, draw a card. Otherwise, counter your artifact spell. Yeah, So yeah, you use this when you're casting an artifact, and you get to either draw a card or you don't, like you lose the artifact. So I was right. I was right on that one. I get the thumbs up. Millmaster, are you on the phone or at the bank? Well, this is the current era. Your phone is portable. You just take it with you to the bank. It's both. It's both. You know what? I'm not putting up with your nonsense. All right. I want Astrid's nonsense back. His is better than yours. He has a higher tier of nonsense than you. How about that? How about that? Worthless Antiquities card, Onulet. What you talking about, man? It's got a weird little face with his little tongue sticking out. Right? 3 mana, 2/2, and when he dies, you get 2 life. What's wrong with the Onulet, bro? You get to drink its blood when it dies. You just like, the artifact breaks down and you run up and you're just like, sorry that my weird face table died, bro. My weird face table died and now I'm going to suck its juices, right? An early inspiration for Urza. Takeza's Onulets contain magical essences that could be cannibalized after they stop functioning. So, you suck his goop out after he dies, man. You're just like, hold on. Just like, think about how crazy that is. Sorry, man, my little Roomba just broke. And then you like go and start drinking its blood. Ah, eternal life! Glug, 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 glug. You know what I mean? All right, so what other questions do we, what other cards do we have? Xenic Poltergeist. Xenic Poltergeist is like a targeted version of Titania's Song. 2 black and 1 for a 1/1, and you tap it to like basically animate an artifact. In terms of flavor, it's awesome because it takes over the artifact. It becomes as big as its casting cost. Same kind of deal, right? I thought like the flavor of Xenic Poltergeist was really on point back in the day. And it's cool too that you can't really see it, right? I mean, I guess you can see it because it's in the book, but just the like, all the wizard is like, oh, and then the other guy's like, oh, trying to keep his hat down as the book's flying around. Like, it's got a great vibe. It's got a great vibe. Mailmaster, you're remembering being confused over Mishra's War Machine? All right, well, Urza's War Machine has like multiple abilities too, right? So it could easily have been the one that you fucking thought. Now that you've picked, I guess, the one that's in the set, we can talk about it. Let me try and remember, because it is a weird one. It's 5 casting costs? Is it 5? Is it 5 or 7? It's like 5, and it's like a weird frame trundle bus kind of thing. Or is it 7? Is it 7 mana for a 5/5? Maybe it is 7 mana. 7 mana for a 5/5. It's got banding, and you have to discard a card to it every turn. And if you don't, then it's tapped. And I think it also does 3 damage to you. Does it cost 7 or 5? I might be off about the casting cost. Magic casting costs were huge back in the day. 5 mana for a 5/5, even if you do have to pitch a card. 5 or 7. I'm going to say 7. I'm going to say 7. Oh, 7 mana. Hold on, I want the Antiquities version. 7 mana, 5/5 banding. During upkeep, discard one of your cards, or it becomes tapped and does 3 damage! Yeah! Nailed it! Got it perfectly. I got it perfectly. 100%. 100%. Pierce, don't spread your sickness around, bro. Not in my stream. Astrid, Tanos' coffin. Hatcher's favorite lore detail behind the art of. Man, Tanos' coffin is an interesting one. It's a... Is it 3 to activate or 4 to activate? It's 4 to put out, 3 and tap it, and you basically get to exile a creature for as long as it stays tapped. But it keeps track of the enchantments and counters that are on the creature too. I think the same way that an Oubliette does. So when it comes back, it has those as well. And it's got like Tawnos is saving Ashnod from like the apocalypse that Urza is bringing down. So Aster's not wrong. He ain't wrong about that. I do really like that. That whole... I spelled it wrong. Damn it. So people think that's Tawnos in there because, like, it says Tawnos' coffin. But that's Ashnod. He saved her. All right, so it's 4 to put out. 3, tap it. Pick a creature. That creature is considered out of play, so it's exiled. Can't be the target of spells, blah, 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 that stuff. All counters and enchantments remain, but are also out. Okay, yeah. There you go. There you go. I got it. I got it. That's good. That's good. That's a cool one. I like that card a lot, so I'm not surprised that I was able to remember how it works. Avalanche. We talked about Draftinus Restoration. We haven't. 1 blue sorcery. Choose any number of artifact cards from your graveyard. Put them on top of your deck in any order. Artwork's like a little lighthouse or something with a conveyor belt. 1 blue. Take any number of artifacts from target player's graveyard. Oh, I thought you could only do it to yourself. Partial Stump. Mini Stump. That's a partial Stump. What confused me is it doesn't have banding, it has bands. Oh, they're just interchangeable. Banding and bands is the same ability, literally, but bands with others isn't. So I totally get why that would be confusing. Absolutely. Druce, yeah, they could actually update Tawnos' coffin to use like phasing out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jess, you can't even remember all the cards in your deck and there's only 500 of them? Well, it's not easy. It's not easy. I remember a half decent amount of old school Magic cards. Habanero, there you go. Teaching other people to play Magic is best done when you use simple decks, for sure. For sure. Racolite. Oh, Racolite. Oh, that's a piece of garbage, isn't it? That's that stupid glowing sphere that lures you into thinking it could somehow be good. But are you kidding me? I gotta pay 6. I have to pay 6 fucking mana for something that then says pay 2 mana to prevent 1 point of damage. And when you activate it, at the end of the turn, you're going to have to bounce it back to your hand or whatever. Like, yeah. So you can pay 2 mana as many times as you want to prevent damage. But then the thing bounces back to your hand. It's awful. Yeah, there you go. 6 mana artifact, 2 mana, prevent 1 damage to any creature or player, return Racolite to owner's hand at end of turn. I remember thinking this might be like, whoa, maybe this you can do something with this. You can't. It's garbage. It's garbage. All right, more root beer. I got to top up my root beer. I'll be right back, my friends. I'll be right back with you. Rocketlight's like force field, only horrible and not really like it at all. Exactly. Exactly. Terrible. Terrible. Habanero, your friend told you after they left they're probably going to go buy magic cards. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Esoteric subscribers only. That's right. And guess what? That means you're a subscriber and everybody knows it. The only reason it's set to subscribers only is so that it outs everybody who subscribed to me, so everybody will know, oh my God, you're subscribed to Hatcher? Fucking gross, bro. Disgusting. I want to throw up in my mouth. It's so you will be publicly shamed. Matt Cow, have you done Suchi? Actually, I guess kind of in an offhand way. Didn't really actually even remember that it was in Antiquities and we were talking about it. You know, I was talking about how the game's changed since Mana Burn isn't a thing anymore and how Suchi used to be way different. So it's funny to think of it and go, oh, yeah, we didn't actually talk about it. That one, back in the day, it was dicey, right? Because it's going to give you 4 mana, and you can end up taking 4 mana burn if somebody kills it at the wrong time. I used to love disking away people's Suchis when they weren't prepared to do anything with the mana. Being like, burn! But now, don't work that way. Don't work that way. Yeah, Brent, you're right. It would definitely be an easy update, bro. 100%. Juggle them. I'll get you that commander action, bro. Do it up. Do it up. Pierce, you remember the fear of seeing an Armageddon clock come out in a big game? Armageddon clock is a weird one, right? That one is a 6 casting cost artifact. During any player's upkeep, they can pay 4 mana to remove a counter from the Armageddon clock. And then during your upkeep, you put a counter on it, and then it deals damage equal to the number of counters on it to everybody. It's very weird. It's very weird, and it just keeps beefing, right? There's 5 printings of it? Oh, okay. Online ones. 6 mana, put a counter on it during each of your upkeep. At the end of your upkeep, each player takes damage equal to the number of counters on it. Any player can spend 4 during any upkeep to remove a counter. There you go. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Jess, you said you're the kind of guy that pays money to make me say Bigfoot Vaguna. Well, let's be very clear. I opt to say it. Like, just so we're all 100% on how YouTube operates. When you do a super chat, there are no rules on YouTube that says the YouTuber has to read them out loud or even read them at all, right? So all you're doing is paying to highlight your comment. A lot of YouTubers choose to read it out, right? Because it's the nice thing to do. But I want you to understand that I fucking chose to do that. You didn't make me. There's a big difference. Yeah, Magaro, the idea behind Mana Burn was supposed to be like when you draw the power into yourself and you have no way to get rid of it. So it just kind of burns its way out of you, you know? Like if you had if you drank a bunch of Coca-Cola and then swallowed a bunch of Mentos to get that craziness going on, that stuff's got to come out somewhere, right? That's the mana burn as it tears your body apart trying to escape. Oh, Mentos, no! Stop. Ella Damry's Vineyard used to be anti-Drago. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right, because it would add 2 green mana during each player's turn, and it'd be like, yo, you got to use that mana. You got to use that mana, or else you're going to take 2 points of mana burn. There were ways to weaponize mana burn back then. I forgot about that. Coral Helm? Coral Helm is... What is it? 3 mana to put out? Is it 3 mana to activate? And 5 to put out? No, it's probably 3 to put out and 3 to use. Discard a card at random from your hand to give a creature +2/+2. It's like awful. It's an awful card. Three Gazagos, 3 discard a card at random to give a creature +2/+2. So bad. It's so bad. And the artwork is too. Look at how awful that is. Like, they put this on a creature to make them die of embarrassment before giving them a bonus, right? Tablet of Epiteer. Oh. Tablet of Epiteer is a 1 casting cost artifact that I think the artwork is like a circle. It looks almost like it's just the ground with glyphs carved into it, but I guess that's the tablet itself. So it's a 1 casting cost artifact. Pay 1 to gain a life. Use this ability only when an artifact has gone to the graveyard, right? And it's like named after like the Epiteer part is actually just pyrite reversed, or not reversed, all squiggled up. So it's like fool's gold, right? That's what pyrite is. So it's actually a tablet of fool's gold. Pay 1 to put it out. 1 mana, gain a life every time one of your artifacts goes to... Yeah, there you go. Pay 1 when an artifact goes to the graveyard, gain a life. Got that one. I nailed that one. Tetravis. Tetravis is 6 mana... it's basically a 6 mana 4/4 flyer, but it's like actually a 1/1 that comes with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. During your upkeep, you can remove the +1/+1 counters to make 1/1 flying artifact creatures that have the ability to be sacrificed to put +1/+1 counters back on the Tetravis. You pay 1 mana and sack the token that you've made, and it puts a +1/+1 on the Tetravis. 6 mana, 1/1. Alright, let's get the English Antiquities version. Flying, it has 3 +1/+1 counters. During your upkeep, you can remove the counters off of them. They become 1/1 flyers. Oh, do they not? Oh, you can't sack these ones to put them back on? Oh! I got it confused with, what is it? Oh, no, hold on. Hold on. Okay, so I got it half right. You can't sack them at any time by paying 1. You can only get rid of them during the upkeep to return the counters back to the Tetravis. Okay. All right. That's a partial stump. That's a partial stump. Not quite a stump. That's close. That's close. The Rack. Oh, the Rack is a 1 casting cost artifact that punishes your opponent for not having enough cards in their hand. So they basically take, if they have 3 cards in their hand, then, or what is it? Sorry, the Rack does, how many cards does it care about you have in your hand again? It does 3 to you if you have 0 cards in your hand. 2 if you have 1, right? 1 if you have 2, and none if you have 3. So basically, the Rack cares about you having 3 or more cards in your hand. If you have less than 3, then it punishes you for however many less than 3 you have, right? So the Rack will hit you if you have 0, 1, or 2 cards in your hand for some damage, and it uses the little stuffy doll character that has been shown many times throughout Magic's history. Fewer than 3 cards during his or her upkeep, it does 1 damage to them for each card fewer than 3. There you go. There you go. The Rack wasn't nearly as scary as the, Black Vice at the beginning of the game. but it did become scary when your hand was empty and you couldn't really fill it back up, right? Oh, Ralph and Kenneth both saying Triskelion at the same time. All right, let's talk about the old iron-jawed Triskelion with his goofy, lovable looks. He is a 6 casting cost 1/1 that comes with 3+1/+1 counters on him. You can remove a +1/+1 counter to do 1 damage to any target. You do that at instant speed. And he also happens to have exactly 3 arms, which to me have always been the 3 counters that you can have him fire off. So he sets off his arms, basically. He sets his arms off as projectiles, right? There you go, 6 mana 1/1 with 3+1/+1s on him. He just pa-chow, 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 and he can still come up and bite you with that mouth. Jarb, 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 jarb. Mad Cow reprints in the old days in the whiteboarded sets didn't have expansion symbols. Master Troll Time, Bronze Tablet. You know I'm using that in Chandelar, buddy. Of course that's a troll. Oh, you guys were responding to my comments about Tetravus. Fair enough. Fair enough. Is Cursed Rack torturing the same dude as the Rack? Yes. And the Black Vice is as well. And then Wizards actually made the Stuffy Doll card based on that, right? So not this version of the Stuffy Doll, but look at this version, right? Take a look at how he looks, and then take a look at Black Vice. Right? See how it's got the doll with the same markings on it? See? He's more colorful and less beat up because he's a new one, right? But and then when you look on the rack, see? Again, see the markings on him and everything, right? And then on the Cursed Rack, you can see him getting messed up here again, right? Same arcane markings. He is consistent across multiple cards. So then they made the Stuffy Doll, and the fun thing about him is you can see the Stuffy Doll being tortured in the Vice. You can see the Stuffy Doll being tortured in the Rack. Those things both do damage to your opponent. Well, look at him, right? Whenever he takes damage, he does that much damage. So if you do 3 damage to him with a Vice, it does that damage to your opponent. This is a fun nod to those original era cards. A Triskelion is an ancient motif consisting of a triple spiral exhibiting rotational symmetry or other patterns in triplicate that emanate from a common center. Well, I didn't know that. I did not know that. What up, Al? How you doing, buddy? Pierce, you remember cracking Antiquity packs? I've never gotten to open any Antiquities packs. That's that and Arabian Nights were out before I was even into Magic. Never got the chance to open those. Legends was the first expansion that I was able to open packs of, and they were available for 1 day in the store. I have barely gotten to open any of those. Urza's Miter. Oh, now we're getting into weirdness. Urza's Miter is something really stupid. In the story, it's actually full of power stones, right? Which makes him pretty excited. But what does it do? It's something awful. 5 casting cost. Pay 3 mana, draw a card, but you can only activate it when an artifact's going to the graveyard. I don't even think it lets you sacrifice the artifact. I think you literally have to be losing the artifact anyways, and then pay 3. Oh, it costs 3. Okay, not 5. That makes it a little bit better. 3 mana, draw 1 card from your library every time an artifact of yours goes to the graveyard. Only lets you draw 1 card per artifact. Yeah. So when an artifact goes to the graveyard, you can pay 3 to draw a card. Awful. Got the casting cost wrong, so that's a partial stump. I sorta got stumped. Haven't had any full-on stumpage yet. What up, Break Stop? How you doing? Pierce, you cracked Arabian Nights to get deserts? You're just a land hunting man, huh? Deserts aren't as exciting as strip mines. Strip mines pretty gross, man. Pretty gross. Being able to play with those, like, there's a reason that card was restricted, right? It's gross. It's gross. When I play against the AI, whatever you want to call it, the computer in Chandelar, so many strip mines. Now they put Wasteland in the game too, so that just makes it worse. That just makes it worse. Astrid, is there a visual we haven't seen yet? What do you mean? What do you mean, buddy? Scroll Keeper, we already did the Artisans, bro. Beano says Perp can't handle Urza's Avenger. Oh, Urza's Avenger. All right. All right. Don't know why you think I can't handle it. I can handle anything. All right. Urza's Avenger is a 6 casting cost 4/4. It has an activated ability that costs 0 to activate, which allows you to give Urza's Avenger either banding, flying, or first strike. Each time you activate the ability to give it, like each time you choose to give it one of these abilities, though, it gets -1/-1 till end of turn. So if you want to make it into a first striker, it's going to be 3/3. If you want a first strike flyer, 2/2. And if you want to give it first strike, flying, and banding, then it's a 1/1. If you think that, and it looks like one of the little mannequins that they use in like art class, right? Right? Let's see how close I am. 6 mana, 4/4. Loses -1/-1 and gets flying, banding, first strike, or trample. All 4 abilities. Okay. All right. All right. Tiniest little, teeny, tiniest little bit of stumpage. The weensy-eensiest. The weensy-weensiest. I got kind of stumped. Astrid, the stumps. When it comes to the partially stumped ones, none of the ones I've loaded in. I think there's 1 or 2 more partial stumps, but I have multiple stump ones that, I mean, I don't think I'm going to get fully stumped anyway. So since you're curious, let's take a look at a few for enjoyment here. I got stumped. 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 There you go. There you go. That's right, Bino, it was. It was. Turn 0 mock strip mine vice go. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff they've been pulling. Break Stop got 3 interviews over the next 2 weeks. Oh, nice, buddy. Nice. You're going to kill it. You're going to kill it. You're going to slay all of them. They're going to be fighting over you. They're going to be fighting over you. Did Mannequin appear in Antiquities? No. No. Shelly, we already did Haunting Wind, bro. We already did that one. Argivian Archaeologist is 2 white and 1 for a 1/1. Or is he 2 white and 2? Does he cost 4 and 3 to activate? Maybe he costs 3 and 3 to activate. Oh, this is going to be another partial stump. I know he's a 1/1. I'm going to say 2 white and 1 to cast, 2 white and tap them to bring an artifact back from your graveyard to your hand. Hey, 2 white and 1, 1/1, 2 white and tap, bring the artifact back. Nailed it! Perfection! Got him. Got him. Staff of Zegon seems actively bad. It was pretty bad, man. That's Ashnod's staff, right? She made... That's the one she used to mess with people's nerves. And it is bad. It's like 3 to cast, 2 and tap it. Target creature gets -2, -0. It's like target attacking creature gets -2, -0 till end of turn. Oh, no. Okay, it's not automatically attacking. And it's 4. Oh, all right. Partial Stump! Mini Stump. Partially stumped. Shelly, yeah, we did Martyrs of Corliss. Did anyone say Rocket Launcher? Nope, we haven't done Rocket Launcher yet. Rocket Launcher's burned into my memory from my friends cheating with it back in the day. 4 casting cost artifact. Pay 2 mana, do 1 damage to any target. But then you have to like sack the rocket launcher, right? So you only get to use it 1 turn and then it's gone. But my cheating friends didn't get rid of it. They watch, I'm going to show you. It shows that you have to sacrifice it. And they didn't. They just kept it on the board and kept using it, right? Like, see? Look. It's 4 to put out, 2, do 1 damage to any target, and it can't... Well, this part, you can't use it when it comes... Huh. Oh, I forgot about that part. All right. I'll give you a partial stump on that. I'll give you a partial stump. I forgot that it can't be used when it comes out. But I never forget that it's got to be sacrificed. But partial stump, you got me. I sort of got stumped. You got me. Colossus of Sardia. Oh, Colossus of Sardia was the biggest card in Magic. Like, when Antiquities came out, everyone was going crazy over it because it's a 9/9. It's a 9/9 for 9 mana. It's got trample, but it doesn't untap normally. So you have to pay 9 mana to untap it, and you can only do that during your upkeep. I remember I played with Colossus of Sardia, and my buddy played with Artifact Blast, which would counter like an artifact spell. So I go to cast this, and then he goes, I'll Artifact Blast it. And in response, I played Death Lace to turn it into a black card. Because back then, we couldn't like conceive of the concept of an artifact having colors. So if you made it into a black card, clearly it's not an artifact anymore. So you can't Artifact Blast it. And that made sense to us. So that's how we played it, even though that was blatantly not how it worked. An Artifact Blast would have just destroyed my then black Colossus of Sardia. 9 mana, 9/9 Trampler, doesn't untap normally, and you spend 9 during your upkeep to untap it. There you go. Nailed that one. Nailed it. Beano, yeah, now actually you're right. By the way the rules work now, you can. You wouldn't be able to back then, though. They didn't have that sort of like end of turn trickery at the very, very beginning of the game. Shapeshifter's interesting. Shapeshifter's a weird one, right? It's a 6 casting cost, and you get to divide its power and toughness across a line of 7, basically. So you can make it anywhere from a 0/7 all the way up to a 6/1. And you set those characteristics when you cast it, and you also can change those characteristics during your upkeep if you choose. So yeah, see it's got 6 here and then 7 minus down here. So you can set any of the numbers from 0 to 6. So that would be a 6/1 all the way to a 0/7. I nailed that one. I nailed that one. Oh, Ashme, you're going to start your own street food business? Nice, buddy. Do it up. Do it up. Shelly, you like Wall of Spears? 3 mana for a 2/3 first strike wall? That'll keep you safe for a bit. That'll keep you safe for a little while. Clayton, I ain't no dirty cheat. I may cheat, but, you know, I shower. I'm a clean cheat. Millmaster, you tried stuff like Rocket Launcher with Basalt Monolith and Power Artifact? Oh yeah, reduce the cost of untapping the Basalt Monolith by 2 and just go infinite mana Rocket Launcher. That works. I remember going, what is it? Animate Artifact, instill energy on a Time Vault to take infinite turns. Breakstop, gotta have an animation with your face on a nail for when you nail them. I know. I thought about it afterwards, and I'm like, I only have ones for when I'm stumped, like this. I got stumped! But I don't have ones for when I win. Didn't think about it. Had Sage of Latnam been covered yet? Nope, we haven't done Sage of Latnam. Sage of Latnam is an old dude sitting in a chair. It's like 1 blue and 1. 1 blue and 1 for a 1/2. Tap him to basically sack an artifact to draw a card. I wonder if he's restricted to only being used during your upkeep even. If he's that awful. Oh wait, is it not hyphenated? What? What am I missing here? What's the deal? Oh, maybe, no. Yeah, what? It's probably going to show me a ton of sages, but whatever. Sage of Latnam. Why was it not showing that? Weird. All right, 1 blue and 1, 1/2, tap to draw a card from your library. When you sack a card here, sacrifice an artifact to it. So yeah, okay. All right, I got it right. I got it right. That's weird. Shelly, Breakstop already made that exact suggestion. You must not have noticed it, but he literally suggested I put myself on a nail for when I nail it. Jess, you're glad you reminded me of this. It's a good time. Yeah, it's good that you reminded me, bro. 100%. Every day we already did Yawgmoth's Demon, bro. Argothian Tree Folk. 2 green and 3, 3/5. All damage that would be dealt to it by artifacts is reduced to 0. Yeah, nailed it. Bang on. Ashmead, the Stump streams are thoroughly enjoyable on many levels. Old card nostalgia plus Stump and me. Yeah, I like it too. We can do it once for each set, basically, because after that, we'll have to wait like 10 more years for my brain to mush up and me forget stuff, right? But there's still a ton of sets that we can move forwards and do this with. Shelly, thanks, buddy. That's nice of you to say. Energy Flux? Energy Flux is an enchantment. 1 blue and 2. And it gives all artifacts an upkeep cost of 2. And if the upkeep cost isn't paid, then those artifacts get destroyed. Energy Flux, that's the name of it. Yeah, Energy Flux has dope artwork. Crystal ball held up by 2 hood ornaments. So yeah, 1 blue and 2. All artifacts in play require an upkeep cost of 2, and then they're gone if you don't pay it. So I nailed that one. Nailed that one. Every day, you gotta wait until we're doing the legend set, bro. We're doing legends. And nah, I don't fucking know who did what art for cards like that or anything. So I can pre-tell you. Nope, don't know. I can barely remember perfectly the ability of cards, let alone random artists on cards. I don't have a photographic memory. And remembering the artist on cards isn't something that ever helps me play the game, right? So aside from artwork that I just know the artist because it stands out to me so much, have no chance. Have no chance on that one. None. There's a reason that I chose to go specifically with the rule set of choose a card name, right? This is the best way to do it. This is the way that operates best for me. I'm not interested in trying to piece it out through other random chunks of cards or whatever. The names is the way. Bino, Super Chat, Battering Ram. Battering Ram. 2 casting cost, 1/1, and it has banding, but only while attacking. And any walls that block it are destroyed at end of combat. That's Battering Ram. 2 casting costs, 1/1, banding when attacking. If it's blocked by any wall, destroy the wall at end of combat. Yeah, got it. Yeah, Magar, this is a game that would be a lot more difficult for me to play with newer sets, right? Like the old stuff I know a lot more of. The more we move along, like down the chain, the less I will know. So there'll become a point where the game no longer really functions because I don't know anything. Boy, it'll take some time to get there. We'll be doing the early eras for a while, right? Ashmead, yeah, we already did the Martyrs, bro. We definitely did the Martyrs. Pierce, yeah, we did the Silex as well. I guess there's a fair bit of overlap, but we're not going to have like a list with each item kind of checked off as we go. Clockwork Avian is like Clockwork Beast. It's a 5 casting cost, 0/4 that comes into play with 4 +1/+0 counters on it. Whenever it attacks or blocks, you remove a +1/+0 counter from it. During your upkeep, you can tap it and pay X to restore those +1/+0 counters to it, but you can never go past the initial amount of 4 of those. So it's like a low rent version of Sarah Angel or Senger, where you're like, I'll take it, but whatever. It comes up with 4 +1/+0. Can't have more than 4. Yep. At end of combat, if it attacked or blocked, remove one of them, and X and tap. Put X counters on it. Do it only during your upkeep. Yep. Okay. Nailed that one. Nailed it. We already did Xenic Poltergeist. Artifact Possession. That's an enchantment. 1 black and 1. And whatever artifact it's on, whenever it gets activated or tapped, you take like the person who owns it takes like 2 damage. Pretty sure that's what that is. One black and 2, it does 2 damage to target artifact controller each time it's tapped or activated. Oh, but I got the casting cost wrong. I said it was 1 black and 1. Partial stump. Partial. I got kind of stumped. Partial. Reconstruction. Reconstruction's just like raise dead for an artifact. 1 blue, bring an artifact card back from your graveyard to your hand. But the Antiquities version, they left the expansion symbol off of, which led to some real confusion for people. That's the Antiquities version, but there's no expansion symbol. Yeah, Ralph, there's no point in going with, like, basically I already did Alpha Beta and then I've done Arabian Nights and now Antiquities. There's no point. I'm not going to do like a revised edition because anything in revised has already been covered by all what we've already done. So there's nothing there. All the base sets just have reprints. So it's not going to be base sets. There's no point. It's just going to be the expansions going forwards. They didn't make any like new cards in core sets until what, like 2010 or something like that? So there's literally no point. I'm juggling the Urza's lands? Come on, man. Come on. Urza's Mine, Urza's Power Plant, and Urza's Tower are part of the 3 set of Urza's lands, all right? So the Power Plant and the Mine both are the ones that will get boosted up to 2, and the Tower is the one that get boosted up to 3. So if you have out all 3 of the Urza's lands, then together they tap for 7 mana. But if it's just the Mine by itself, it's 1 mana. It gets 2 when you have the full set out. Boy, come on, man. The Urza's lands, that is too well known even. I guess, to be fair, we've done a ton of the set, and Antiquities isn't that big a set, but the Urza's lands are just like, they're too crazy, right? Every day, yeah, it's weird that it uses +1/+0 counters, so it maintains its toughness of 4. Is revised equal to 4th edition? They're not identical. No, the 4th edition is the core set that came out after revised, and certain cards were removed. So revised had the dual lands, Vesuvian Doppelganger, and a number of other cards that didn't make it into 4th edition. 4th edition is not as awesome as revised. Gate to Phyrexia. Oh, Gate to Phyrexia. That's 2 black for an enchantment that lets you sack a creature during your upkeep to destroy an artifact. And the flavor text actually references Jarsel and him knowing that he'd reached Phyrexia because it's got like a warm, greasy rain. Something like that. Sack one of your creatures during upkeep to destroy any one artifact. The warm rain of grease on my face immediately made it clear I had entered Phyrexia from Jarsel's diary. There you go. There you go. Oh, it looks like my internet connection's jumping around a bit here. Have you done Mishra's Workshop yet? I have not. I have not. That's a land that taps for 3 mana that can only be used to cast artifacts. People used to love using that to cast Juggernauts, right? It's crazy. Thinking about a land that taps for 3 mana. Just 3 mana. They're like, but it's only for artifacts. It's only for artifacts. Was 4th edition where there were 5 different arcs for strip mine? No, that was actually Antiquities. That's how we're talking about today. There were 4 different variations of artwork, and the one with the little tower on it was considered the most desirable. That's the one that people wanted the most. When they put it in 4th edition, they just chose one artwork to go with. Drafna's Restoration, we already did that one. We already did that one. Yeah, Habanero, the Gate to Phyrexia flavor text is some scrumptiousness. It does add some good flavor. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I didn't pull up the card after talking about it, did I? Got so caught up in thinking about how busted it is. Imagine they let you, like, tap it for mana to activate stuff, too. It'd be so stupid. So stupid. Obelisk of Undoing. Oh, there's one. What is that? That's a weird pink thing that almost kind of looks like a throne, right? One to put out, 6 and tap, return target return target card that you own to your hand. Basically, it's one to put out 6 and tap it, and you bounce one of your own cards back to your hand. That's what that is. Yeah, I said, okay, so control and own 1 mana, 6, bounce it back to your hand. Yeah. Yep, I got that one. I got it. And it does kind of look like a throne, right? From behind. Like you could see on the other side. At least that's what it looks like to me. You're just walking up to a throne from the other side. Or somebody's just carved a big old, like, tribute to their dong out there. What's the wording on the Antiquities? Look at the old school wording. Return any of your permanents in play to your hand. It makes it sound like you can bounce as many as you want, right? Enchantments on that permanent are discarded. Can only be used on permanents you cast. Huh. Ha! Habanero Mold Demon is in Legends, bro. So that would be on the Legends Day. Bino, what's everyone's favorite factory arts? Winter and autumn were my 2 favorite. 100%. Artifact Blast, I talked about that, but we didn't actually talk about, well, I mean, I said that it countered spells, but it's a 1 red interrupt that counters an artifact spell as it's being cast. And I think it's shattering like eyeball pottery. Yeah, there you go. There you go. 1 red counter any artifact as it's being cast. Candelabra of Thanos. That's a card that was a big deal back in the day. 1 casting cost artifact. Pay X, untap X target lands. It is a strong card. People used it with Mana Flare and all kinds of other nonsense. I used it with Hollow Trees. But man, it shows you how powerful Thanos was that he could design something like this. Look at that. If you don't understand what a mono artifact is and you look at it, you're like, what? You could just keep doing it? It's like, no, mono artifact means you tap when you do it, bro. It means you tap when you do it. No worries, Habanero, buddy. Keeping the sets that everything comes in straight. That's what I'm here for. I know what's up. I know what's up. I'm not going to get tricked that easily. Yeah, this is similar to a game that I played with my uncle when I was a kid and I had started Magic. I had a huge box of cards and he would dig through it looking for any card that I wouldn't be able to tell him about. And it'd just be like, he couldn't find one. Every single thing I could tell him, like, everything about it pretty much. Back then, I even could nail almost every flavor text. I never learned the artists. That was never a thing for me. While I appreciate the art and know different artists from their distinctive style, I never really learned the artists of in different cards. It's not information that I ended up storing in my brain. Bronze tablet. We already did bronze tablet. About Tanos' weaponry. Tanos' weaponry is a 2 casting cost artifact. Pay 2 and tap it. Target creature gets +1/+1 for as long as Tanos' weaponry remains tapped, and you can choose not to untap the Tanos' weaponry during your upkeep. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Nailed it. Nailed it. That's right, Habanero. I'm the nostalgia magician. I remember it, so you don't have to. Oh, man. Workshop got silly with Candelabra and Moxes and Sol. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was busted, bro. It was busted. How about Ashnod's Battle Gear? Okay. Ashnod's Battle Gear is, Is it the same thing? 2 to put out, 2 and tap, except it gives +2/-2. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Same thing as Tanos' weaponry, except it gets +2/-2. Oh, it's Ashnod's Battle Gear, that's why. Like, what did I do? Why am I not seeing the result here? It's like, well, you have to type the right name in. And it needs to be in English. 2 to put out, 2 and tap. Yep, +2/-2. Yeah! That's actually fun, looking at them back to back and seeing the difference between Tanos and Ashnod, right? Tanos is looking to boost you overall. Ashnod's only interested in increasing your power and doesn't care what kind of detrimental effect it has on you. Also, Ashnod is literally using the equivalent of living corpses, right? Something in between dead and undead. Habanero, we talked about the Onulet and sucking out all its juices, bro. Mad Cow, it has both. It has Mishra's Workshop and Mishra's Factory. And there's actually 4 different versions of the factory. It's like the grossest manland they ever made. Like, for real, for real. It only costs 1 mana to activate it. It turns into a 2/2 assembly worker. It also has the ability tap to add +1/+1 to an assembly worker, so they boost each other. So if you put one out and it has summoning sickness, because you just put it out, you can still use it as a land in its land form to tap to give the other ones that don't have summoning sickness a boost. They're gross. They're gross. Very strong. Very strong. Oh. All right, my friends. Well, this has been an enjoyable stream. I'm gonna call it completed here. So, thanks for coming and hanging out. This has been a nice chill time. We will reconvene on the morrow. If you didn't already see it, I put out a video on like a bunch of Doctor Who magic cards and all that craziness over on the Historian. It's like half an hour of good time. So go check that out if you haven't already. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Gotta run from the chainsaw, man.